Hi everybody, I'm Matt, this is Nikita, and this is Annie. Annie loves playing games on her iPad. But her mom, Sarah, wishes that there were apps that were as fun as games, but really also helped Annie learn. Well, for parents like Sarah everywhere, we are excited to announce SightWords. This is how it works. SightWords is based off of the Dolch SightWords list of about 300 words that kids need to know by sight. It's broken into grades, and Annie is 6 years old, so let's go and select first grade. Along for the ride with SightWords is a cute monkey named Miko.
After. Now you try. Can you read the word when it appears on the screen?
Awesome. This is the very first app to use speech recognition technology to help kids learn. That was pretty easy for Annie, so let's go into settings and take it off teaching mode, which says the word before it's displayed, and put it onto practice mode, which only displays the word. And to take it up a notch, let's also put it on, let's try second grade. So the app's not going to say the word, but it will let Annie know she needs to be quiet so that the app can hear her.
Please speak the word you see. Just the word you see and nothing else.
Always.
Great, but what if she doesn't know the word?
Try again. The word
Looks like that might be a trouble word for Annie.
Sometimes Miko does not hear correctly. Please be patient with him. Try again later.
Great, so Annie's having a ton of fun. She's getting some words right, some words wrong, but her mom Sarah's wondering how she's doing. Well, SightWords has an automatic flagging system built in, so parents can go back and review trouble words with their kids, or kids can actually access this on their own and get help directly from the app. So let's give it a try. So now it'll go directly into that word that was missed before, and we have a special button that Annie can press to hear the word as she's learning these.
Just the word you see and nothing else.
Right back in.
Around.
It says the word.
Around.
Great, and she got it.
Nice reading.
And now we have a fun puzzle to reward Annie for her hard work. And we place these puzzles logically throughout the app so that we keep kids really engaged, whether it's learning trouble words or just doing a lot of words in a row. There's a lot of great puzzles. And for parents, we have report cards so they can keep up to date with the progress their kids are making as they use SightWords every day. So Annie loves SightWords. She really loves that she can talk to the monkey. He listens to her. He gives her feedback. She loves the puzzles. And Sarah loves that Annie is learning, and she's engaging with this app in a brand new way, all on her own. And Sarah also loves the report card system that we have. And in the future, we'll be sending these report cards via email, and we'll have an online portal so that parents can stay up to date with their kids' progress as they go. So that's not it. We're also working on numbers and animals and shapes, lots of different things that we can help kids learn through speech recognition technology. And so why are we so focused on speech recognition technology? Well, because we know there's products coming out that are really voice-based, and this can be a great way to help not just kids learn, but also adults. You can imagine walking around Paris, learning French as you go with these new devices, and we really think this is the future of education. So, what have we learned in building SightWords? Well, when you combine speech recognition technology and young kids, it is very, very hard. We have to worry about things like false positives, false negatives, too much background noise, and putting everything into a fun, engaging experience that's also educational is just really, really tough. So we've had to do a lot of testing. We have a huge group of parents that are on a service called service called TestFlight, which allows us to get feedback from them, and they've been giving us some critical insight over the past 3 months on what we can do to improve the app. We also presented at an event called Dust or Magic, where there's a range of people who helped us really understand what does it take to make a really fun and attractive experience. And finally, we're working directly with educators to ensure that our teaching methods make sense and are truly effective. So we are excited to announce that SightWords is live today. It's actually free on the App Store for the next hour for just you guys. No one else knows this but you. So go download it now. You can search for the future of flashcards on the App Store and you'll find it. And we're also excited to let you know that we're growing and we're looking to join up with educators who are interested in the intersection of technology and education, with advisors that can help us uncover challenges we may not even know are in front of us, and natural language processing experts who want to help us push the boundaries of education. So that is SightWords. Our team is unbounded, and we're the future of education. Thank you.
So I have an autistic child, and he's almost 6 years old, and he has a lot of trouble with emoting the right word in the way we can understand it, right? Do you have any customization for special needs kids to be looser on what you accept? And then are educators or parents able to feed in custom lists of words that we really want the kid to learn?
Yes. Great questions. So we're actually leveraging Nuance software to run this, and then we have a layer on top of that. So we can customize how strict or lenient the voice commands are, and we can control that now, but in the future we'll try to make that a setting for parents as well. And then new words, that's also something that we can work with Nuance on. It's not cheap, but we know that's the direction we want to go.
How much is the app, by the way?
$3 normally, $2.99.
Okay, cheap.
Yeah, right now it's free for you guys.
Less than a latte, I call it.
I love it that you named the monkey to have the same name like myself, you know.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
We knew you were coming. We knew you were coming.
So is this, something that you see teachers buy for their classroom and students use it in the classroom, given, some of the limitations that you mentioned?
Absolutely. Right now, this is our first version, and like I mentioned, we have a lot more coming. Our focus is on consumers right now, direct to consumers, but we're working on partnerships. And in order to secure those partnerships, we need proof of concept, and so that's what this is.
And we have shown it to first grade teachers, and they're really excited about it. And we've tested the app using, a microphone and speakers, and it works quite good.
Yeah. Yep.
That's great.
So you can have a lot of people using it all at once, actually.
I do a question from the
Have you
audience.
thought about coming up with a freemium distribution model? Or giving this
Absolutely,
away for free?
absolutely. We're working with Nuance on that because we pay them every time someone downloads it or speaks. So we have to work through the logistics of that from a business perspective, but absolutely.
And have you tried to, in some ways, localize it for certain dialects or accents? So
That comes next, and that's the really exciting part, yeah.
So you see Chinese kids or adults learning English or Americans learning French.
Yep, yeah. So we know that learning English is really important in America, and especially in California. So right now, Nuance has some limitations, but we're almost like an R&D department in the wild for them.
Yeah.
And so they're really excited about all the information and the data we'll be bringing back to them.
Is $3 too cheap? I mean, can you make a living off that, or should it be more like $3 a month?
Well, good question. No, it's not too cheap. We can absolutely make a living off that. We've actually been making apps in the past, and we're pretty excited about this one. But this is just the beginning, and like that online portal I mentioned and the report card system, that's something that will probably be like a monthly service.
John, when you look at apps like this, do you think one-off app companies or collections of app companies not as exciting as sort of the portal business and having a big long-term direct relationship with the customer for a longer period of time?
I actually love the fact that there's a monkey and a character. I think one of the powerful things about a company like this is if you can get a connection or a personal connection with somebody in that age demographic, you can actually build more and more content around that character. So I think very key to making this more than just a one-hit wonder is building a community around the character.
So the intellectual property, the IP, to be licensed later, like we saw with Angry Birds, or
even just to have multiple different types of
Duck, Moose.
educational content that are tied to these individual characters.
any more
I'd love to see it translated into different languages as well. Go to India and have a Hindi Gujarati version
Right.
and so on. I love it what you're doing.
Yeah, but
Right.
you would connect with the president of India, right?
No, those crop people, I wouldn't connect anyone with those crooked politicians. Not even my worst enemies.
One question from the audience. Here we go.
Yes. First of all, Matt, I want to say what a revolutionary idea this is, and I think it actually could have a lot of impact in our schools, and I'll tell you why. As someone who was a curriculum coach, at the beginning of the year, we would have to go to every single classroom and send in about 15 people to go through and do this type of testing, hand grade, and then put it into the universal screening database. So something like this could get the teachers able to get that information to use it to work with reading groups and such in such a more efficient manner. And I think that this is the most powerful thing that I've seen so far.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we agree. It absolutely saves times and saves time for teachers in situations like that. But for schools where they can't even afford teachers like that, it really levels the playing field and helps all kids.
Yeah.
So you see this, you currently do this testing data and then get a bunch of papers back to an office somewhere and figure out where everybody's at.
Actually, what you do is you, Okay, so what you do is you, at the beginning of the year, you test every student in the entire school. You hand grade and hand put the data in, meaning I have to sit there for hours at the computer putting this data in. The students that are at risk, and there's a percentage that you have to use, you have to test them every single week. I have to grade it every single week and input it. And someone like myself in the past, I might be looking at different grade levels and looking at over 100 students. And that's not really good use of my time. I'm a specialist. I shouldn't be sitting there grading papers and sticking it in. This could eliminate that.
So having this app automatically put the data into some central repository, so an enterprise version of this.
Not only that, but I would have to, the universal screening didn't have an easy way to communicate that information to parents, to speech teachers, special education, or even their classroom teacher, because the classroom teacher can't stop for 10 minutes every single week to test these 5 kids. So I would literally have to pull them out of class, do it. They lost content time. There's time where we're having to wait for all the teachers to remember to bring their kids in. It's a big issue. It's a really big issue.
Right. Well, you guys should follow up. After
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Let's chat.
Well, and with special needs, it gets even worse because then the requirements for reporting go way up. And like every 6 months to a year, we have an IEP with our teachers, 14 teachers for my son alone. And having this data shared between them would be really useful. Right now, they're passing it manually. It's really a piece of a revolution, I agree.
I wonder if you could make this into even like a testing, even more robust testing environment. Like, does it matter if you saw them on video doing this? Like, if you could go reference, like, seeing the student's last test, would that be valuable? Because they could probably turn the camera on, too.
Yeah, I think it would be valuable. What I would probably do is do a first round test where you find out who's struggling, and then the students who are below, who are considered at risk for intervention. Because if you come from a Title I bilingual campus, I'm from Texas originally, we're looking at 60% or more of our students that are below. So sometimes I may not even be able to meet with a group or work with these students, but they still have to be monitored. So that would be another piece of, okay, here's a student, he's showing progress, the last benchmarks that he is improving, but I can monitor the once a week just to do a quick check-in on the words that he wasn't able to do, so that I don't have to wait 6-8 weeks for the next benchmark data to come through.
Great. All right, let's hear it first.
On the consumer side, on the kids side, is there any way to reward the kid with like a minute of YouTube time for 50 words or 20 words? Because we're already doing that. The speech therapist.
So like
that
unlocking the thing that we know they really want to do.
How about an iTunes gift card when they finish?
Well, no.
Like literally, if you get 50 words, you get $1. Then I can go to...
The special education teacher that comes in and works with my son rewards him manually, right? By giving him YouTube time, because that's really what he wants, right?
Yeah.
And that's how you motivate him to sit there for and work with him on 50 words, right?
That is something that could be very easily done because, you know, we do the puzzle. So it's just a different kind of a reward that we can give them. And we can time them on the YouTube also so that, you know, they don't watch it for more than 5-10 minutes.
Just put $1 in their iTunes account for every 50 words said correct.
I just wanted to add
Clash of Clans.
I just wanted to add that the reading assessment piece, this is, especially in Texas, this is how wireless generation got started, right? Not with speech recognition, but just moving it to a Palm Pilot a decade ago, and they were just sold for one of the few exits in education for $400 million. So I would encourage you to look at other markets with this speech recognition. Games for kids is a very crowded market. It's hard to stand out.
Okay, that's
Let's
great
hear it
advice.
for
Thank you.
SightWords. Well done.
Thank
Next
you.
up is
Thank you.
Kid Active.